Hiya. So this video is to talk about array path, and I was sitting here thinking, what situations have I used array path in? And I realized that I've only used it once in the context of a show, and it was to put it was so that I could kind of simulate how rotation was going to happen as a unit moved along an axis or along a path. So it was a very niche application, and so then I was thinking, well, where else might I think about using array polar? And I thought of like maybe if I had like a flat with an organic shape and I wanted to use it to like space my space and orient some toggles or something like that. So that's kind of what this is. Like this is not a real example, but we can use it to talk about stuff. So the first thing I want to do is place the object that I want to array along a path in the orientation that I want it to be. So in this case, like I think what I want, I'm going to array this along this bottom line here. And for the first one, I'm going to start my array command. I'm going to select which objects. I'm going to say path, and I'm going to select this one. Whoa, Nelly. So something that you will notice is that as this moves, let me change the number there are here, the distance between them, so it's a little bit more clear. As this moves along the path, then it changes its orientation relative to the shape of the relative to the line. So it right here we have a certain angular relationship from this part, like this component here, to the tangent of this line. Like there's a certain angle that is being generated by that tangent. And you'll notice you've got so many tools down here to play with. So if I wanted this to always stay vertical in this, I could just click align items and it's going to put those in vertically. So if that's what you're trying to do with this, then good golly, that's it. That's all, everything you need. If you are trying to keep it relative to a certain, not z direction, relative to a certain angle, then I would say have a thought about how this interacts first. And let's say that I've done this and gone, I've made a mistake. I need to change how these two things interact. I actually want these pieces to be kind of 90 degrees to this line and see what happens there. So I'm going to select that one. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm going to say, let's rotate this. And I can just use all my other commands and say, I want that to be about like that. Close enough. We'll say that's close enough. And you can see that this has already just gone through and changed. Like, heck yeah. Up here I can click Save Changes. Now my array is what I left it at. And now this is, this might be the basis for, I don't know, some kind of strange children's game where trains can do something like this. Who even knows? But yeah, so that's the basics of how that command works. There are a bunch of other settings available. Like, if you click into it, that's not how you click into it. If you click into it, you can see there are ways to change the number of items, typically by spacing. So let's say that I want these every 24 inches. That becomes that. Let's say that I want to have multiples of this. So I don't just want this one thing. Let's say I want two of those things. Fun, laughs, and good times. And you can see that as it goes out, it maintains the spatial relationship relative to the first one. So this isn't just duplicating it, it's making a second row of that movement, which is why this corner is completely crazy pants town. Oh my. You can also have this move into the third dimension, so that's what levels are. So you can say, you know what, I actually want this to have some depth. So if I change that to 2 and change this distance to, I don't know, 3 feet so that you can see a little bit better, there we go. There you have it. You can see that that's now duplicating it in the z-axis. So if I look at it from the top view, it looks like there is still only one, but there are in fact 2 layers. Why you would need that, I don't know. Somebody somewhere does. Um, it hasn't been me yet. I have never needed that. But up to you if you need that. I'm going to put this back to one level. I'm going to say one row because, wow, isn't that crazy? And there we have it, back to that simple thing. With any of these tools, like I would strongly recommend if you're going to have to use it, just get in there and play with it. Like see what happens when you change settings. It's always a good idea to go to the AutoCAD menu or the AutoCAD website and look at what they have to say about that particular tool and how you use the different parts of the command, because there are always going to be different parts of the command that you have to play with or that you can play with. I hope this was helpful. If not, let me know. We can have a chat, ask some questions, and yeah, hit me up. Have a good one.